Hi there and welcome to this bonus episode of the Gazette's Hockey Inside Out show. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette, joined by my regular partners here, former Canadiens teammates and 1986 Stanley Cup champs Chris Nilan and Rick Green. Rick, you've been a player, you've been an assistant coach in the NHL, tons of experience. A lot of people talking about Patrik Laine with the Canadiens during this playoff series against Washington. If you were behind the bench, would you be thinking about using him only on the power play, just as a power play specialist?
Only on the power play. That's his thing. What we've seen before, that's where he excels, because the 5-on-5, he just can't seem to follow and do what he's supposed to do. So put him on the power play, put the pressure on him to, get the results. That's what he's capable of doing. That's what he's good at. And that's what we need.
Well, after the Canadiens acquired Patrik Laine from Columbus, I wrote a column saying it was a low-risk move. They didn't give up too much. They traded Jordan Harris, who probably wasn't going to play anyway, and they also got a second-round pick back in return. But Knuckles, when the trade was made and when Laine first came here, on this show, you talked about some of your concerns about Laine joining this team.
Listen, I get it. They want to give the guy a chance, okay, second chance and all that. I get it. And he went and took care of what he had to take care of. God bless him. I hope he gets well. But we're talking about playing hockey here in the playoffs, and you need everybody going in order to win. And he is certainly he's a great goal scorer on the power play. He sets up on that one side, and he got an incredible shot and all that. But if that's really all you have to offer to a team, when it comes playoff time, man, I know special teams are key, but if you're not playing 5-on-5 and you're not paying the price like the rest of the guys, if you're not making good decisions at the blue line, at the red line, and turning pucks over, you're costing your team in a big way. You're giving that opposition a lot of opportunities. I'm not putting it all on him, but he's not a good 5-on-5 player. He's not a good player away from the puck. And I know a lot of people gave me shit because, I didn't drink the Kool-Aid right away. Well, there were warning signs. What are all the warning signs? Is this a mistake? I'm not saying it's a mistake, but here's what you got now. Here is what you got now at the most important time of the year. And, it's tough to watch. And, it all comes to a head last night as he sits out the whole third period. The whole period. And they don't even put him out there at the end to try and score a goal. What does that tell you?
Now, Rick, you always say never trust the forward. I guess you wouldn't trust Laine, but what concerns you most with his 5-on-5 play?
Well, he's just lots of days ago play that he's nonchalant, and he's a big guy, and you gotta get involved a little bit more. You gotta get a little more grit in your game, a little more battle. He doesn't seem to. I know that's not his nature, but this is an experience in the playoffs that you need, and this guy has to find a way to come up with it. And let me just say that talking about him on the power play, if he does get on the power play, everybody, if you're coaching against, knows the threat of him, and if he does what he does well, the opposition are going to start cheating on him to try and eliminate that big shot from him coming from that side, just like they do kind of with Ovechkin. And that does free up some of the other players, Suzuki and Cfield, to maybe have more room and space to be effective on that front. But he's got to be a real threat and, make things happen. But, the 5-on-5 is disappointing to see that he's not responding. And let's see if, he received the message and addresses, his problem area right now.
Well, look at last night. Why does Cole Cfield get cross-checked in the face? Because he's in the slot and the puck is there. Laine's not going to be there in the game. He's going to be waiting on the wings. Okay, maybe he'll squirt out to me and I can fire one over his shoulder. And you look at little Cfield in there battling like he was, ends up taking one in the kisser. Good for him. God bless that kid. You know, little guy like that out there against all them big men. This is the NHL. But he's not shying away, that kid. And good on him. And that's what the big guy has to do, and he doesn't.
Well, Marty St. Louis didn't like what he saw. Obviously, we didn't like what we saw. Knuckles, what are the players, teammates on the bench thinking when they're seeing this?
Well, I can only liken it to when I played, and if I saw a guy dogging it, and you keep letting it go and you let it go. It's like, well, what's going on here? And, you know, I know you've been in that situation, Rick. I have. And it sucks. Like, you know, and when I don't know. I'm probably not the right guy to ask him.
So when a coach does do something like that, though, Rick, does that give the rest of the guys a bit of a spark, or do they disagree, agree? How does that work?
Well, it's disappointing. One thing will never change is when you have an individual that is not following the program, they stand out big time. And he's not following
the playoffs, right? Yeah.
And he's not following the program, and he stands out big time. And that, I don't know if he's aware of it. I'm going to assume that he's smart enough to realize it and do something about it. And he has a chance to redeem himself. And I mean, the organization and everybody on the bench is hoping that he will find a way to make the difference, because, you know, 5-on-5, he's not very effective, but he might end up scoring 2 next game.
Knuckles, he's got one more year left on his contract after this. Does he have a future beyond that with the Canadiens? How does Kent Hughes handle this situation?
Well, listen, I always thought, you bring him here, and if he ends up scoring 30, 40 goals or something, everybody goes, he's back. There's always a GM out there who thinks they can fix someone, right? Or maybe they can use somebody for the power play. Listen, was it a bad thing during the season? He scored some great power play goals, no question. Helped get him in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think they get to the playoffs without those power play goals.
Yeah, they don't. In defense of him. But even then, 5-on-5, he was not a good 5-on-5 player. And it becomes more apparent when the intensity level goes through the roof. It becomes more apparent.
Well, he did give them a huge spark when he first came here with the power play, and he is a reason why they are in the playoffs, but it has been frustrating, at least through the first 2 games to watch. Anyway, that's it for this Hockey Inside Out Show bonus episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. Go to MontrealGazette.com/newsletters to sign up for the Hockey Inside Out newsletter. And, of course, go to HockeyInsideOut.com every day where you get all the latest Canadiens news during this playoff run. And if you have a bonus question you'd like us to answer in a future bonus episode, please put it in the comment section below.